So thermal imaging will give us the full video, and it has a piece of audio attached to it too. So we'll have 2 points of audio, so you can listen for EVPs there as well. Now, can everybody see me in that camera? I should be orange, red, and yellow. Everything around me is blue and black. That means I'm the warmest thing inside that video. What we're looking for here are cold spots. It's the old adage that ghosts create cold spots. You get the chills, your hair stands up on end, that kind of thing. So we're really looking for those blue areas to kind of come across and move on their own. This is set to black, cold, white, hot. So again, black and blue are our coldest areas. Yellow and white are the warmest areas. We're going to go into more detail of all of these devices at our first location. It is haunted. It just doesn't have a very deep history, which allows me and London to bounce around with all of you, so that way we can show you more tactics based on your device. Now, Captain Stewart, this is going to you, sir.
Okay.
It's already recording. So do you see the red square on your screen?
Yes.
That means it's recording. If it turns to a circle, you're the jerk, because in the morning it takes me longer to splice video and get all your data back. So try to stay away from the red square. If it does go back, I'm just teasing you. Just hit it again and let me know, so that way I know I have more videos to splice. You will hold it horizontal all night. It goes to YouTube, and YouTube doesn't like the flippy doos.
So like this the whole time?
Yep, you got it. You're the cameraman.
Oh boy. How we doing?
Street cold.
Can I give this to Emerson? No.
If you guys are going to exchange devices, please keep them in your own party. That's the only thing I ask. COVID rules.
Yep.
Fair enough? Got it.
If you don't need to, I'll do that.
So, Grayson,
I got it.
I'm guessing you have a wild imagination.
Me too.
Grayson's first line out of his mouth to me wasn't, "Hey Nick, how are you? I'm Grayson." It's, "I have experience with ghosts." And he was proud of it.
Yeah.
He was very proud. So we're gonna hook Grayson up to the spirit box, because I want to know what this guy says. You know what this guy is?
Somewhat.
He's all excited, but he doesn't know what it is. So spirit boxes allow us to communicate with the dead through FM radio stations. Yes, I know, very silly. But this is going to scan through all of the FM radio stations. How many of you watch ghost hunting TV shows? Some of you, none of you? All right. So you know that the annoying static that they give you, that white noise, and then they give you a phrase of what they think they want you to hear? Yeah, this is going to do that, only a little bit slower. I want the radio chatter to come through. I want those song lyrics, the DJs, the commercials. I want those little phrases to kind of sneak in between that staticky sweep, so to speak. So if you hear one of those, Grayson, you got to tell us what it is. Now, if Grayson doesn't hear anything all night long, which I have a good feeling he's going to hear quite a bit, this one records for us. It's already recording right now, even on mute. It doesn't record any outside noise, just the radio sweep. Just to kind of give you a gist of what you're going to hear tomorrow. Now, if Grayson doesn't hear anything, it's okay, because I'm going to look through this in the morning and kind of see what I hear. You only have one button. It's right here. It's the volume. So when I'm talking, just keep it down. All you, buddy.
Wow.
I know, that's a big responsibility. Let's stick with spirit boxes for a minute. I usually give this one to 2 people because this one does not record, so I need the 2 people that are listening to it to kind of verify each other. So they are literally going to be listening to it as a team and telling us what they hear. As soon as I find the on button for the speaker and move things around.
Good job.
I know, right?
You're doing great.
Thanks.
Sorry.
She's my word of encouragement, if you can't tell. So, Captain Skeptics.
Oh no.
Right.
There's a side little button right here. You hold it up to get the volume up. You hold it down to get the volume down. Obviously, when I'm talking, we want to keep it down.
Okay.
So, I will show you guys more about those spirit boxes as we move into the first location.
Captain Skeptics.
Captain Skeptics. You guys like that, right?
Yeah, I got it. Okay with that.
So we want to debunk some of the things that Stuart's going to see on that camera. Okay, so we're going to do that with a couple of different types of thermometers. Okay, I don't like to make things up for you. My gimmick is honesty. I'm not going to make stuff up. So we all know what one of these guys is, right? It gives us the red dot, surface temperature. So let's say Stuart's standing where I am and he says, "Nick, there's a blue spot on the wall and I can't figure out what it is. It's moving around a little bit." I'm going to test the wall first, surface temperature. When it's all the same thing, I now know that that blue area is between him and the wall. This has a probe at the end of it. We can measure the air in between and find out where that cold spot is and then try to debunk it from there. If we can't, we obviously have something going on. So, Miss Stacy, These are both going to go to you.
Oh dear.
I know.
And I would have Cupid.
Yeah. Daddy got it.
So the yellow one isn't super active. It's all about the gun. It is a laser. It does get Nick in trouble. So we're going to talk more about lasers. here in a
Stace,
minute.
put your jacket on or give it to somebody else.
I got.
You gotta put the jacket on now.
Where'd it go? Where'd it go? All right. So I know I got a whole Santa bag full of gadgets. Guys. Don't worry.
It's like the real deal.
It is the
I'm
real deal.
impressed.
Thank you.
You just can't find anything.
That's what you're supposed to be for, Vanna. This is the neuralizer for Men in Black. I need you all to stare right here. London's the only one that did it. Back up. Grid pens. These are lasers as well. So, Dad, listen up. This can get Nick in a lot of trouble as well. What do these do? They actually help us see things we can't see with the naked eye. So, unless something passes through that laser, we can't see what's between the pen and the ground. Obviously, we're all staring at the green dots, mesmerized. That's awesome. But we're really looking for in between. So in case something flashes by, we're going to be able to catch it. How cool is that? Lasers, this one has fresh batteries, which means it'll shoot all the way up to North Charleston and then get Nick arrested.
Don't try it.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's bright. Fresh batteries make that thing fun to play with. And don't get a bunch of cats around because it's a mess. This one
you doing,
actually
Larry?
uses red grids. Why do we use red grids? So in the event we actually capture something right here with either a camera, we're going to have a digital camera out as well, then we can put that picture inside 3D software and then we have a full 3D view of the apparition we caught. We can measure it, we can take a look around it, see what it actually is, get its facial recognition, the whole thing. This thing is awesome. Have I caught anything with this guy yet? No. It's relatively new to the tour. It's only about 4 months old. I have caught plenty of things with the green dots, just not with the red squares yet. So, Dad, don't cross the streams. Dad, Ghostbuster joke, but it works here. So, I put the lasers in one place so I know exactly where they are. So if I see red and green all over, I know we're flagging people down and they're coming to get me.
Hey, you actually got laughs this time.
I did get laughs.
It never happens.
My movie line jokes people don't always get. So just to keep everybody occupied in our happy little family over here. I also don't hand this to teenagers, no offense to the people that are teenagers, because they don't know what this is. So, except for this one. I had to teach her how to use it. Digital cameras. So, Mom, you're actually going to be taking pictures through the lasers.
Okay.
In case Dad misses something, you're going to be able to catch it with the camera. Now, we don't have any flash on the pictures. Why? Because we don't want false positives. You're going to be taking pictures of other things as well, but the lasers are going to be your major focus. You're going to be taking pictures through them and try to capture whatever's going to be in that laser, kind of how my hand was, of things that he might miss. So my wife takes all the pictures for anything that I see that's a little abnormal because she's the one in graphic design and photography. I'm the writer. I know words and a little bit of science, obviously. She's the one who knows all the computer work. So that was really good. All right. What do I got left? These two young ladies. So there's
Skeptic number 1, 2, skeptic.
EMF meters. They have these on all your ghost hunting shows. They never explain how they work. They measure 3 different types of electromagnetic fields. The first one's natural. It's from the earth. That's why it's not doing anything. The second one is going to be from electronic devices, cell phones, parking meters, wirings in buildings, things like that. It's going to make it go into a rhythm or a pulse. We don't necessarily want that either. We want this thing to light up like a Christmas tree. So whenever this thing's going erratic, you need to speak up. It doesn't vibrate. It doesn't make a noise. It's about you watching. And I'm only giving it to you because you haven't said a word yet.
Is that Ed? Oh, it's
Thank you.
Oh, Brett.
Easy job.
You have the easy job. What am I missing?
Something.
I feel like I'm missing something. Lasers. Alright, hang on. Let's look at my...
I can give her one of mine.
Yeah, let's do that.
No.
Because I normally have 2 people there, 2 people there. And that's what it is, because I gave Grayson, normally I put 2 people on that, but we're okay. Alright, so I'm going to use a few things myself, because I have to be involved as well, right? I'm your lead guy. I can't be just the one barking orders all night long. So I'm going to use a backup EMF meter. in case yours goes dead, in case the batteries do drain. I do have extra batteries, but in a pinch, if we need one, I got it. The spirit box I'm going to be using on my phone actually gives us a list of words in the center of the screen at a time, and then we'll save it to a list. So it's a pretty long list for my last turn. They got 63 turns. I'm going to clear them out so that way we can start off fresh. Again, the word will show up here in the middle of the screen. 80% of this doesn't mean anything. It's meant to be a game and a hoax. The whole point of this is you all have electronic devices. Notice there's no dowsing rods, no tarot cards, or Ouija boards, manual devices of any kind. I'm after scientific data. This is still a signal that the ghost world can use to communicate. It's the 5 to 20% that I'll give you in the morning with verifiable links of where I got my information from. We're talking about Big John, and I get the word beer tap. Obviously, this is a tavern. We obviously have some kind of connection. If we get a football term, because Big John was a football player, I get New York Giants that comes on my screen. It's obviously a relative term. Those are the kinds of things that I'm looking for. You will have the whole list, only because I do get people that text me or email me later and say, hey, my cat's name is Radar. And it says cat and radar. It could be relative to you as well. I don't know all of you very personally, other than your first names that I've already forgotten. So, again, I don't know those kind of things. You guys have to tell me later. The second one I'm going to use is called a reverse spirit box. I debunked this one as well. You have to imagine, I analyze EVPs all the time. I have audio software to be able to dive into this stuff. I put this one into the software, flipped it forwards, and it's literally just a man and a woman saying random words. I don't know how long the loop is, or if it's even a loop at all. I have no idea. However, I do get quite a bit of evidence out of this. I'm going to play it for y'all so you guys get a gist of what it sounds like. So this is the audio you're going to hear on your regular recording. Okay, everybody kind of have the gist of that?
Yep.
EVP that I caught a few weeks ago from that particular reverse app. I was talking about a woman from England in the 1700s, and this is what I caught. Let me bring it up real quick. I will always repeat what I hear in real time.
Baked beans breakfast.
So here's what happened that night. Grace in Spirit Box told me, I'll fix you. I heard baked beans breakfast in real time, and then the digital list gave me the word tea, all within 2.5 minutes of each other. I'll fix you baked beans breakfast and tea. That is a breakfast over in the UK. I was talking about a woman from England in the 1700s. So that's how I have to look at your data in the morning to see how things line up. Answers can go anywhere. We have to remember that when we're working with our spirit boxes. If 4 spirit boxes and 2 pieces of audio running, answers can go anywhere. All right, are you guys ready to hear some ghost stories?
Yes.
Let's go.
Well, we're starting right here because it's haunted. So this used to be Big John's Tavern, as some of you already knew that. So how did you guys know that?
I did it.
Oh, you were just wondering if the bar was open?
Yeah, we were just wondering if he was permanently closed.
Gotcha. Okay, so Big John was a football player for the 1947 New York Giants, kind of like what I said before. But he used to sit in the back of the bar, and he would nod off to the bartender if the cadets that came over from the Citadel, if they were of age or not. And one night, two guys come in, they're not of age. Big John tells them, cut them off, get them out of here. They get mad, they leave, they come back the next night, and they try to steal the cash register from the front of the bar. Big John sees what's going on, they get into a little rough and tumble, a couple shots were fired, John gets hit in the neck with a bullet, and it ricochets and lands in the wall. He gets up, he goes back to the bar, and he looks at the bartender and he says, get me a beer, get him an ambulance. Now, I just told you a story where nobody died, but the bullet hole did land in the wall, and it's still here. That's what haunts the place. It's that bullet hole that holds on to that paranormal activity. It said that people that sit in the front of the bar can get a little dizzy, lightheaded, queasy, those kind of things. Bring that up on purpose. It's not always a thing, but if it does happen where somebody's getting a little lightheaded or dizzy, I kind of need to know. It's a big deal. Okay? So I am CPR trained, I just don't want to use it. So let's just put it at that. We have smaller kids on the tour, and I don't say this to scare you. It's just a matter of I need to know. Put it like that. So let's talk about something happier than our own ill will health. if you've ever been to Charleston and taken any kind of history tour with us, you know we had a big earthquake in 1886. A piece of the mantling that's above your heads also wraps around the front of the building. Allegedly, this is where the first death occurred from that earthquake. A piece of the mantling broke off and struck somebody in the head, and the previous owner here, Paul, used to see dark apparitions after closing out here on East Bay Street. I don't have any verifiable proof of that, but I have to take his word for it, and it kind of gets our minds off of the ill will of what we would feel inside the barn. So, let's go ghost hunting. You guys tired of hearing me talk yet? I hope not, because we got at least an hour and a half of this. So, let's roll this way.
Dad, you gotta feel like your turn.
What do I gotta do?
Feel like your turn.
Right here, right?
Yeah. Your turn.
You take it, will you?
You over here, Reed. I'll take that one.
You take that one. Get on that. Perfect. Thanks, sir.
Alright. Now that we got it, did we lose London? Oh, there she is. Can't miss the pigtails. Alright, so, I guess first and foremost, all lasers get pointed down. So I saw the grids out, so not scolding, just kind of my bad for not telling you ahead of time. So I want everybody to kind of picture the peninsula of Charleston real quick. I give you guys little pieces of history, not nuggets. London makes fun of me whenever I say nuggets of history. So I'm going to give you pieces of history. So peninsula of Charleston used to be much skinnier. So Revolutionary War time, Revolutionary War ship rolls up, shoots a cannon, lands right at the stop sign right over there past Crew Cafe. No, that's no tragedy. It's just a piece of history that it landed in a neighborhood. So just kind of imagine that. And I do mention that Charleston used to be much skinnier as a peninsula several times throughout the night because of how it relates to the tour. So that's kind of your first piece. Where are you standing now? This is what I call the Red Barn Lot. This is where we keep the horses for your carriage rides. Okay, so the horses are still in there. All people with lasers, keep them off the building. We will spook the ponies, they will kick, they will scare the hell out of all of us. So I know some of you came on this tour to be scared, but not that way. So this is also the same Red Barn Lot that they kept the horses that delivered milk to Charleston. So that's all the history I have here. We're talking like 1860s to 1920s, roughly, and that's a guesstimate. So again, I get all kinds of activity in here. Where's the EMF? Who's got that? That's you. Is anything going on with your EMF yet? Okay.
Not yet.
Not yet. So sometimes it starts when we enter, sometimes it waits till we want to leave. I never know what's going to happen. I can't make it up. So this is where me and London get to bounce around with you guys a little bit with your devices. So I work with the temperature team first, so we'll kind of get into more of yours in a little bit more detail. I'm getting words already? You got word Rose.
Oh, mine's yours.
Alright, so again, with EMF, we're going to find hopefully some hot spots in here. Spirit boxes. I do like to touch on that because there's two different groups of spirit boxes. So here's how they actually work. If you watch the TV shows, it's all angry and hey Joey, why'd you kill Billy kind of mentality. That's not what we do here. That's not how this really goes. So we're going to be asking non-yes or no questions. So Mom, you're going to probably have to help out with that. So we're not going to be asking yes or no questions because S and O are two of the most common sounds in the phonetic English language. So they're easily mistaken for other terms. If you ask, is somebody here, and they say no, obviously that means there's somebody actually here. Second, if they say houses, you think you heard yes. We don't want that. So we're going to start off with things very simple. This is another reason why we start here. You're going to be asking what color the barn is and see if you can get an answer out of it. What color is the barn? You're going to wait 30 seconds or so and then ask the same question again. Give them time to muster up the energy to give you the answer. Now, after 3, maybe 4 tries tops, if you're not getting that answer read, try a different question like what's inside the barn. Now we just opened it up a little bit. We can get animal, we can get horse, we can get delivery, milk, anything that relates to that little bit of a story that I just told you about this place. So that's the kind of questions that you're going to be asking. It could be what color is my shirt? Something that's a definitive answer. You need to know what the answers are so you get used to listening to it. I don't want to give you suggestive thoughts, so the next place we go to is going to be more of a history lesson. I'm going to give you questions, but you're not going to know what the answers are. So, increasingly. So that's kind of how your spirit boxes are going to work. In here, if you're going to be close to the barn with your spirit boxes, keep them at an audible level to you only. The horses don't like the staticky noise. Okay, so that's the only thing that I'll ask here. As far as the grids and the pictures, you want to keep those grids pointed straight down and maybe out 5 feet in front of you. Walk as slow as you can. Mom, be taking pictures as many as you can, going through them. I don't care how many pictures there are. We'll just say that the website and Facebook don't like 500 pictures throughout the night. They're not easy to upload. But go ahead and take as many as you want, but try to be as still as possible, because remember, there's no flash. What else do we have out here? Bases. So we have the EMF. So the EMF and this, actually, you need to just stick with this team so they know where to start asking the questions. You're already getting a little bit of activity, which is good.
I got some red too.
Okay, so good. So I'm going to take the temperature team and kind of show them how things are going. If you want to work,
temperature's up.
so I'm going to show you more about that device.
What? It was 71
Take
there,
the,
it's 78
the smaller
here.
family and get them going and help Grayson out with that spirit box. So temperature team, come with me this way. Spirit box, go ask your questions. So that one is actually part of the temperature team. All right, so you got hang with it. Nice. Come on, I'm going to show you guys how this stuff works. So who's got the camera now? All right, so go ahead and point that camera straight at this wall for me.
Okay.
Hold on. Now, what do you see?
Red.
Obviously,
I'm
a
going
bunch of
up
red.
in temperature. I'm at 79.
So, what happens now?
It
Blue
turned
all
blue.
over.
And
So now you have an array of colors, right? So what we want is somebody in that camera at all times. My skin temperature or anybody's skin temperature is going to help balance things out. There's a couple of laws about thermodynamics you guys need to know about this particular camera, which is why I do this separately so everybody can else watch it later. You're going to get bored with sciencey stuff now. So thermodynamics states that you can't create temperature. It has to balance. So that's why I put myself into the picture. So with that being said, if you see anything that starts to move that's black or blue, it's a
see
little
black.
bit more, it's
Oh,
easier
yeah.
to see that way. So
Yeah.
there's going to be blue things in there. If they're not moving, obviously they're not relevant. I need things to be moving intelligently. So to
Those
kind
black
of,
things moving
Is that
behind
moving?
you.
Is that what it's...
There's black things behind you.
really?
Yeah,
There shouldn't be. It
it's
should be
definitely
blue.
black.
It's
I mean, it's like
black.
dark blue behind you.
Okay.
I don't know.
I mean,
What
Is
is
it
the
moving
blue
like-
thing in you?
It's just going like that.
it's like a.
That's crazy.
Can I stand here and you look?
Yeah. I was going to say, let's not lose the focus. I'll
Is
have
it
to
still
watch it in the
doing
morning.
it? Is that nothing, or are we just being?
Hey, you
It
had,
was. It was. Now it's
yeah, it's
not
not
anymore.
there.
Okay. So we'll definitely have to watch it in the morning.
Now you had a blue right in the middle. What was
That was
that?
his thing.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, that's fine.
I
So
want it to come back.
Oh,
I know,
that.
it's-
Oh,
just
wait.
to give you a gist of what you all are be looking for, I like to show this video to you guys so that you can see something I actually caught with that camera.
Right.
Let me get there, sorry. So you can come around now if you want
I
to take a
wanted to
look.
see if I wanted it to come back. I wanted you to see it.
So you're
Oh,
gonna
wow.
This is at the next location we're going to go to. This is a wall, all this red and orange right here. Do you see the two living people walking past?
Yeah.
Their heads above. Don't get excited, they're alive. Let's see two dead people walking just above it going the opposite way. Did you see the two black heads go by?
So that was the color we were just seeing behind you.
So good. Then that means I need to watch it in the morning. There they are again.
Oh
Notice how there's always a person in view. They should have been the same color. So I've had this analyzed by firemen and mechanics that actually use that as a tool. They can't explain it either. So again, that's what I'm looking for, are those kind of black spots to be moving on
Right,
their own.
right.
Cool. So now
And what about my thing
I'm
here?
getting to that next.
Let him go, Mom.
She's fine. She's got questions. It's good.
That's
All right, no,
good.
I need you back over here. So back on the wall.
Oh, there it is.
So go ahead and shoot your temperature back on the wall. Now I want you to shoot your gun on the same wall and tell me what temperature you guys have.
I have 79.
I got
I have
170.
67.1.
Okay, 67 and
170.
170? No, you're looking at the crosshair.
70.
70. So if your temperature starts to fall below his, we obviously need to start using this guy. Now, the top of this is humidity. We don't care about that. You care about the bottom number.
Oh, okay.
So in the event that hers, because he has, what, 67? So let's say hers goes down to 62. That means she's measuring the air in between, and you need to find it, which is where that comes into play. So you would hold your camera still, and you would start moving this probe around, trying to find out where that cold spot actually is coming from, because his is only measuring the wall. So that's why
Gotcha.
they're not calibrated on purpose. I don't calibrate them, so that way we know when hers drops below his, we have something going on. Does that make sense now?
Yeah.
I know it's a lot of science, but again, that's kind of
So
how
mine
this rolls.
goes below hers. That means there's something there. Or hers
No.
goes below mine.
Hers goes below yours because she's measuring the air leading up to the wall.
I said what day it was, and it said Wednesday.
Get it?
No way.
That's how that goes.
Swear to God, are you lying?
That's why there's 2 people on it.
Are you lying to us?
No way.
Well, theirs isn't
Ask
recording.
another question.
That's not recorded?
Theirs isn't recording. That's why there's 2 people on it. Little Grayson's over there.
I see what you're saying. So then you match it
His
up.
I can
get
verify
that.
in the morning. Theirs I can't. That's why there's 2 people there. They need to tell me so we have it on the regular audio.
What are you doing?
I'm just
I
looking.
wanna
Oh,
be
look
on
at
that
that black right there. What's that? Wait, Reed, go back over on the wall. Look at that there. What is that?
So that's just the
wall?
coldest
Okay.
spot. That's it.
I mean the
Sorry,
floor.
sorry, yeah.
Yeah, it's just the ground. So that just means it's the coldest thing in the screen right now.
You're probably gonna hear us say a lot of things that aren't actually.
Well, I usually, honestly, I'd like to give that to skeptics because then I get their commentary all night long and it's hysterical. So,
I'll
again,
walk with
You're
her.
gonna use some
So
drunk
yeah,
stuff
you guys
on
are gonna
it.
have to stick together with all of these temperature gauges.
Okay,
So
you can do
that
it.
way, but you're gonna be shooting your laser
All night? Am I doing this all night or?
pretty much. I will say certain places where there's absolutely no lasers, just because again they can get Nick arrested. There is a law against lasers in Charleston.
So am I just like walking through
You are-
places and just doing this?
Right.
And tell me what.
And
it
you're
is,
following me along with my laser.
Yeah.
Right. So with what this particular location, the reason why I bring you here is because you do have metal, asphalt, wood, brick, metals. I do want you to keep that laser off of vehicles as well, even parked ones, because you can set off their alarms. Those lasers are pretty strong, and
Okay.
it will sense movement. So again, just be careful with lasers. They will.
What's the temperature difference that we should probably be like, hey Nick, there's a temperature difference?
So I had a weird cold spot, kind of where they're standing. The other night, me and Lyndon were both out. I had about a 7-degree difference in a 5-foot span that we could not explain, nor could we find the source. So London videotaped it, and she just kind of watched the temperature gauges and how I was measuring everything. There was a good 7-degree drop from 5 feet away, and that shouldn't happen.
Yeah.
Should we go over there because they heard Wednesday? And
You can if you want.
Yeah.
But you guys should just kind of be basically touring around.
Come on, guys.
I heard her name and then I asked
We're gonna come test it out. Alright,
a lot of activity.
are you ready?
Let me see you go.
What are you at, babe?
I'm at 70.
I'm at 65.
What are we
64.
pointing at though? We did point at something.
Wait, so she's at 70 and I'm at 64. Is that enough difference to be like,
No,
this
it
is
has
weird?
to be below. We just said.
You would have to be below.
Yeah.
And you're already at
so sorry.
64?
What day is it?
No,
I'm at
he's
64.
not.
I'm
he's
being dumb, I'm
wrong.
sorry.
No, it's the exact opposite. If you're always going to be warmer than him.
Yeah.
In the event that it goes flip-flop, that's when we really need to start.
Here,
together.
look over that way.
Now, foliage is too hard to do,
Oh.
so don't even
I know
bother.
this
Okay.
has been all
Because you
this.
got leaves, you got air, dirt,
That makes sense.
you got a lot going on there.
Okay.
Anything, you guys need to continue walking around until you find hotter spots than just a little blink of yellow.
I've been getting a lot.
Okay, so you get a lot of red? Okay.
Yeah. What are you at, babe?
70. Whoa.
What are you at?
Yellow's big.
Humans. Or not humans, but that's like.
What are you at?
What answer?
It's so we can watch.
We went black. This is
What are
like
you at?
light.
What are you at? What are you at?
67. 66.
I think we're all idiots, but
He's in there.
what are you at? What are you at? What are you at?
70. We did like pointed at something. It's not like just the.
Let's go to the barn. Oh, we said no barn.
That's so creepy sounding. I don't know what I'm doing.
Oh, wait, look at that black there. Oh, wait, here.
That's just like the floor because it's cold. Yeah. The wall that we saw was just because it was cold. I don't know. Look at the floor. Yeah.
What color are the dots in front of me?
Wait, I need someone in it. It doesn't work. You have to be in it.
I'll get it.
What temperature you at?
170, 80s. Back up.
What are you at? Oh, I just got to 75.
That was weird.
Oh, you're at 80. You're 80 temperature. You're warm. What do you want, babe?
Reed, are you a believer now?
No, never will be, never will be.
Yes, you will.
Oh, it smells like horse poop. Wait, can you look at the horse? See if you can see the horses.
I tried that already.
Oh, shoot. What temperature are you at?
171.
How long did you go below 65?
I'm at 64.
Wait, what?
Now I swim back up.
Go back to where you were.
64 right there.
Okay, me too. Go that way, move that way. No, there's no way. Left, left.
What do you mean? Now I just went up. It's this way. 65.
Okay, where are you at?
65. 64.
So it's called Stories in a Cemetery. And I told him, I'm like, I agree, buddy. Thanks for teaching me.
65. 64 right there. 63. Point right there.
To hold on to insurance, so it was cool. I mean, I was a retail
Where are you at?
I know how to run.
62.
I just needed him to get me into the tour guide.
Yeah.
64.
What am I allowed to do? What can I
Wait,
do?
Mom, we need yours if I'm below.
Uh-oh. What do you got?
It's only 2 degrees below me, though. That's not anything.
Not necessarily. So,
It's usually like 10 degrees higher than me, though, so.
Oh, now I swim up.
You know, back up. Oh.
again, we had some weird cold spots out of this corner the other night that we couldn't explain. To the point, like, where this side of me was warm and this side was ice cold. And it was kind of like, all right, let me pull out the temperature guns and kind of take it from there. But we really couldn't find where the source was coming from at all. And I don't
What
know.
is my top number?
Humidity.
Okay, that's right.
What's it? How humid is that right now?
High.
That's all it is. We're on the peninsula. It's going to be high.
Yeah,
All right. Let's get everybody
64.
rounded up.
All right,
Come
let's
on,
go, guys. We're going this way.
Let's go learn some real history. How about that? Now that Dad's back.
We have history buffs amongst us.
We heard London's name, and then I asked what color is the car in front of me, and it said black, which was correct.
No way. Did you hear that, guys? They heard London's. Here, you tell them.
I heard London's name on this, and then I asked what color was the car in front of me, and I was standing in front of that one, and it said black. You're welcome.
68. It just keeps like jumping up too much though. Like it just jumped up another 10.
Then I asked, how handsome am I? And they said, well said.
He said, who's the ugliest guy in the room? And he said, Weston. Wait,
The ugliest guy in the room, they said that guy Reed.
Thanks, Wes.
Too far, sorry. Yeah, I think we're at the
Catching some ghosts.
Wait, show me the thing. Just your ghost hunters, Emerson and Brooke. Then Emerson and Reed.
Who are you gonna call?
Let's get you guys out of the driveway. Let's not make ghosts tonight.
I parked for the tours over there.
Did you know the significance of this location?
I don't.
All right. I get to be a teacher. Yay. True. All right. So this is home to Eliza and Charles Pinckney. So their mansion would have been in the front. Eliza's garden would have been lined up with that first tree over there. And then where we're standing now would have been the servant quarters. So, again, just kind of mindful with those lasers. Sorry, I see the one red dot floating.
Sorry, I was just trying to check the temperature.
All right, so with that being said, baked beans breakfast, this is where that occurred because Eliza is originally from England. That EVP I played for you guys earlier. So Eliza and Charles had a son named Charles, and they also had a nephew named Charles. The son and the nephew, signers of our Constitution. Pretty important stuff. However, I hate politics and it's 2020, so we're going to move on. Eliza got married at a very young age. I'm going to let you guys find out on your spirit boxes how young she was. To Charles because Dad thought he was dying over in England and he wanted all of his kids home and she didn't want to go. So she got married, stayed in the United States. Now, Eliza and Charles had 4 children and then Dad started, well, he got better long before they had 4 children. But he started sending these gifts over from England. One of those plants, or one of those gifts happened to be the plant indigo. Now you guys have been driving around town, you've seen indigo around town, I'm sure, at least the word. Indigo is what makes blue dye that makes our blue jeans blue. London's not wearing it today, she's wearing black jeans.
I'm ashamed.
I lost names.
Emerson.
And Brooke are wearing indigo right now. That's what we use it for today. It's pretty cool stuff. So, Eliza used Daddy's contacts overseas to start using, to sell it overseas. So, again, businesswoman, 1700s, no such thing. Eliza's a pretty big deal. Okay, so a lot of the tours don't talk about Eliza. You won't go to places around downtown that'll talk about Eliza. So you guys are going to pretty much interrogate her with your spirit boxes because there's a lot of weird facts about Eliza that she loves to give the answers to. So, I told you she had 4 children, only one of them was a daughter. Try to find out what the daughter's name was. Okay, so that's an interesting one to see where it pops up. Let's see, what else? Eliza was the second wife named Eliza from Charles. Way to go, Chuck. Good job. Screwed that one all up. They both go by their maiden name, Eliza blank Pinckney. Try to find out what those maiden names are, not middle names. Sorry, but some of the kids get that confused. They don't know what maiden names are. So I try to emphasize it. Let's see, you can ask what happened to the mansion, and you can ask why it's not here anymore. You can ask anything you want to about Eliza's death. How old she was, what she died from, where she's buried, and which U.S. president was a pallbearer at her funeral. That shows you how important she was, but I need you to tell me which president it was. And without Google. Without London sneaking answers out either. I've had people come up to me and give me the right answer. I'm like, where did you get that from? You don't even have a spirit box. And London's over there in a corner hiding. I didn't tell him. So, here's what I was. Where's the EMF? It's not doing anything right now.
It was just
like
doing.
Crazy.
Okay, so I see that. That's why I was going to point it out. So the light behind you guys on the back of the 5 Church restaurant doesn't always blink. As a matter of fact, it wasn't blinking last night, and that's kind of my barometer of how much activity.
Like crazy.
I see. Oh, now it's going.
Should I do this? Oh.
So normally that blinking light is in sync with Brooke, right?
Yes, sir.
We get it, I promise. It's usually in sync with Brooke's EMF. So if she holds it up like a selfie when it is going off, you got to be able to put the light in the same vision. There you go.
Oh, wow.
It is normally within 2 frames of a video. So again, it's not always in sync, and that light isn't
Oh,
always
it's going crazy.
now.
So again, kind of take that for what it's worth.
Put
so
your
spirit
thing over there.
boxes,
Put your thing
I
over
give you
there.
guys quite a bit to go ask. I'm going to be doing.
What do you at? What do you at?
So lasers we want to keep below the walls and off of cars. And
What do
as
you
far
at?
as spirit boxes
below
go,
you.
separate so that way we're not crossing streams that way. Also keep in mind, there's a little heat warning, we do have some homeless problems in here. I want to say we have somebody in here now. So kind of be mindful of that corner. Okay, we don't want to disrupt anybody. They've been doing really good about keeping this place up. So just kind of be mindful. Fair enough?
What do you at?
Yeah. All right, spirit boxes, go have some fun. Thermal cameras, go ahead and sweep the lot slowly. Just like you guys have been doing, keep that red dot off the vehicles.
Okay.
69.
Okay, Tom, if you go below 65. They get answers up there. What do you at? What are you at?
785. Wait, you need someone needs. Mom, can you walk ahead of us so you get the?
I don't really know what I'm supposed to do.
Yeah,
You're
here,
supposed
I'll
to
walk
do
ahead.
You're
I'll walk
supposed to
ahead.
do when I go below 70. We get off the car. When you go below, you're supposed to track the air between.
Be loud.
67, 8, oh. I'll just tell you when it gets there, because you keep asking me, but there's...
Eliza, tell me how many people I brought with me tonight. You can hang out with me and watch if you want.
I kind of do.
I don't.
So what I normally do is I'll ask questions that I didn't give to the group. And that'll prove that I asked the question because the answer can go anywhere. So if somebody turns around and says 9, we know that we have a direct, intelligent answer, which happens often in this location. So I usually ask, hey Eliza, how many people did I bring with me? Now sometimes I get a 9, and if London's here, sometimes it can be 9 or a 10.
How many did you...
Sometimes they'll recognize London as well and say, okay, you have a
Okay,
team of
turn that
9.
way.
And you know, because it's you in London that brought them.
Right.
So it just depends.
66.
66.
That'll shut up. Yeah, you got it. Power button.
60, oh,
Eliza, tell me how many people I brought with me.
65. What do you read?
Let's walk around.
Should you get in it so it's not...
Let me get in there.
No,
68.
you're nothing. You're nothing right now.
Let me
No,
get
she
in.
needs to be in it so it...
Ooh, what are you at?
I'll tell you, but I'm high already.
Walk ahead of us, man.
We go in the corner. 65, 64,
What are you at?
64.
Mom, I'm fighting
69.
about 12. No, because you said that someone, like you don't know your...
Wait, what are you at?
66. Oh, I went higher. 66.
Can you imagine? No, you should tell him to ask Mom. Ricky, ask Mama and Papa, what are you there?
67. Hey, Dad, say hello.
How we doing?
What is your daughter's name?
65. 66. Wait. Wait.
What is your maiden name? Eliza, what is your maiden name? What? Eliza, what is your maiden name?
I can't make anything out. That's the problem. I have no idea what they're saying.
What is your maiden name, Eliza? Turn it up.
There's like no activity over here. Let's go back to
Eliza, what is your maiden name?
Ask me.
Eliza. Eliza, what is your maiden name?
Go back this way.
You got no patience, bro.
Okay, let me just see. Mom, are you there?
Aww.
Wes, come over here.
Eliza,
Wes, over here.
anyone from our family there?
Mom.
No, it's not that kind of question. What are you out at?
67.
What?
67.
Oh. Follow me.
Eliza,
Follow me over
Weston,
here.
look.
Eliza, where is she?
What are you at?
I don't want to go over there because the homeless guy.
What?
He's sleeping. I don't need to bother.
Where?
Right here walking like crazy.
What? Oh wow.
I don't need to bother.
What are you at?
70 something. 80. Alright. Come on.
Come on. Be a ghost hunter.
Oh.
Follow me over here.
Wes, you want to go over there? Eliza, how many kids did you have?
Don't Bowery. Remember them?
What's that?
What are we doing on that spirit box? Is her maiden name?
Maiden.
Wyatt or Holden?
No.
Does it start with a D?
Nope. Both of them start with an L.
Okay.
So take that for what
Does
it's
it
worth.
come through you really clear when
It
that
will.
happens? Okay, so that's so if it's hard to hear, you're not really worried about that.
Not necessarily. I mean, it could be something.
Yeah.
But
Come over here.
You can turn it up a little bit in here. I mean, it is an open space, and we did get that truck that was turned on.
Follow me.
I got 50. Wait. I got 50. I got.
Yeah, last night it was like I was
Wait, come here. 55.
Swear to God.
Yeah, 54.
Eliza.
Wait, she's at 54 and I'm at 63.
Oh, it's
Did it go
going.
away?
53.
Well, that's because
2.
you're in the sky.
Oh.
That's because she's in what?
She's in the sky.
I'm so excited.
My bad. Oh. 6.
Point it down, he said. Point it down.
It is down. Are you serious, Martha? 64. 65. What's that? It's the ground. You sure? Black is like the coldest area. So they're just saying anything black
ghost
is
words.
moving.
No.
Cha-chow, cha-chow.
Da-da-da. 63. Is yours below six?
What?
Is it 60? Is it below 63?
Yep. I'm at 61.
And what am I supposed to do?
You're supposed
You're
to
supposed to
wait.
just wait until we find ghosts that aren't going to be coming.
Yeah, what's your job, by the way?
Oh, I'm gonna find it.
Eliza doesn't want to count London because she's with me. So if you hear the number 9,
Okay.
I just heard something that sounded like.
Yeah. Interesting.
So let's go with, hey Eliza, tell us what happened to the mansion here. Eliza, what happened to your house?
I don't have any much activity.
Yeah. Let's wander until you do. But again, it's what I call ghost hunting. You gotta move around. It's not always one spot. Alright, Eliza, tell us what happened to your house.
Follow me, Emerson. Follow me.
And you can see how there's no rhythm to it. And there's nothing in this lot that's gonna make it do that. Like literally my phone, if it was making it do that, it would be this close. And they've never even done an archaeological dig here either. And they're not going to. They're gonna put a commercial hotel here and not do a dig, which is amazing to me. Like we have servant quarters, slave quarters, we've got, you know, Lord knows what other bulbs that Eliza planted that we could probably dig up that are probably still preserved. You know, to learn about what plants that she had here besides indigo.
And they're not
What are
going
you
to
trying to listen for?
He asked
City
how many
Charleston
people
said it's
came
too
with
much
us,
money.
and he said
They're to put a hotel.
I heard 9.
Yep, they was already supposed to be here, which is gonna kill my tour.
You know?
But COVID kind of delayed that, so I don't know what they're gonna do.
Wow. Yeah, must be a lot.
Do you do your tour here because you find the most activity here?
I take you to haunted locations that I get the most activity from. So, and I don't go into any buildings, and I don't go to any cemeteries. There's a main reason for that is because A, we're walking through one, but 2, if you were dead, would you be hanging out where you're buried? You're not. I don't get a whole lot of activity at a cemetery. It's the main stories in the cemetery is it was supposed to be just a podcast, but then I kept the brand for the tour because Charleston's one big cemetery anyway.
Right.
So it just worked. I get people disappointed all the time. Like they'll send me messages through Facebook, like, "What cemeteries are we going to?" I'm like, "None. We're not going through any." And then they don't book, and that's fine. Like, you want the gimmicky stuff? That's what TV's for. I'm here to show you the real deal. All right, so let me see what they're gathering, and then since we're not getting much on yours, he wasn't getting much either. Medical.
Wes, ask me.
Oh, if you care, I'm following.
Eliza, what happened to your house?
I want to listen to this.
Here, give it to mom. Give it to mom. Shut up.
No, it's okay.
Follow me around them.
Eliza, what happened to your house? Eliza, what happened to your house?
All right, Grace has got some answers.
Oh, tell
No
us.
way.
I asked it what happened to the mansion, and it said fire burning.
You heard fire burning?
Which is the correct answer.
Wow.
So, here's the answers to the questions. And first off, you should know that when I was up in the corner and when I separate from you guys, I ask questions that I didn't give to you guys. So that way, the answer can go anywhere. So, my question was, how many people did I bring with me? The answer obviously would have been 9 because Eliza and Charles don't always count London. She's half. So, but we did hear 359 when we asked it over here. So we'll take that for what it's worth. So we did get that the house caught on fire. That was the Great Fire of 1861. There wasn't happening anything inside the house. It was a big fire for Charleston. So we call it the Great Fire for a reason. The other answers, Eliza Lucas Pinckney is the one that planted the indigo. Eliza Lamb Pinckney was the first wife that obviously didn't matter as much. So, Harriet was the daughter's name. And I know that, like I said, that one's weird because not everybody listens for a Harriet, which is one of the reasons why I asked that question to you guys. As far as where she died, well, Eliza was 70. She died of breast cancer. when she died, and she was in Philadelphia, and that's also where she's buried. So kind of keep that in mind of how many miles away is that, and she visits us here to give us answers like fire burning. So, the pallbearer, anybody want to guess?
What year was it again?
Would have been 1790, 92, 93, I think.
Pallbearer would have been, I don't know.
John Adams, no.
George Washington.
George Washington. And the only reason I learned that fact, and again, I'm not the Google for everything Eliza Pinckney. I learned that from EVP that came through. That I was like, why did it say George Washington? So I was at the Pinckney Mansion site. I typed in Pinckney and George Washington. Boom, 3 websites that proved that George Washington was the pallbearer for Eliza Pinckney. How cool is that? And that wasn't the last time that I had it either. I've had it 2 more times since. So, again, I started giving you guys that question, and the answer does come through, which is really cool, especially when it comes out clear as day, George Washington, and it's usually through one of the spirit boxes with the radio stations.
Now, is there any understanding as to why she still has a presence here? Is there anything that you feel like might be unsettling to her?
So that would be the reason why I do this. I don't have those answers.
Yeah.
So, again, the curiosity and the answers are whatever, I guess, whatever we make them out to be. If I were to have a guess, this is where she loved to be. She obviously didn't want to go home to England, where her dad was, and she loved it here so much. So I don't have all the answers to the afterlife, nor do I have a religion to follow. So again, I have to kind of go off of what the data tells me. So when I have specific answers, I get specific answers. I've asked Charles to put his name on my box before, and he's done it multiple times. So Charles is here too.
I always feel like, from what I've understood or heard, is that if they're unsettled, like something's happened that they don't feel as like settled or
I can't say
correct.
that she would feel unsettled. I mean, she was pretty prominent here in Charleston, pretty successful, she, well respected. I wouldn't think that it would be anything unsettling. I think that she's just here, and her presence is here because this was her mansion that she loved so much. You know, her and Charles built this house together.
But it was never rebuilt.
No. And because we did have evidence of the fire burning, the links to that will show what the house looked like after the fire. I actually wrote an article based on my original investigation of this place, and it actually has the pictures of what the place looked like. So it's very interesting. But there used to be a restaurant here called Molly Darcy's evening. I did get the word. Oh, we're outside too. So again, most of what I get here is 80% nothing. But with all of those links that I'll send you, based on the data that we've already received here, there's a lot of information on Eliza. I barely scratched the surface of what she's done for us. So I wouldn't say that she's unsettled, not at all. I think she's just happy to be here. And this is what I call an intelligent spirit. Most of the other places we're going to go to are residual. They're doing the same thing over and over again because they're almost in a trap. With Eliza and Charles, pretty intelligent. I can ask them to do things for me, and if they have the energy to do it, they'll do it. And it's happened multiple times. So I wouldn't keep bringing people here if it wasn't active. So we are going to go up East Bay Street about 4 blocks, okay? Because it is a seat road. Yeah, it's a road. So she shows me every word. So it is definitely a mask-up area because it's East Bay Street. It's a definite no laser zone for all lasers involved. By all means, where's the camera now? So if you want to take pictures of some of the hot spots, the customs house, the marketplace.
Camera's over here, I think.
Who's got the camera? Oh yeah, I'm sorry, right here. So if you guys want to take touristy type pictures, I don't mind. They go out to everybody. The rule of thumb is none of y'all can be in the picture. You didn't sign those waivers. I don't do legalities like that. You guys signed enough with COVID.
Yes.
Keep filming by all means. And let's see, what else do we have? Oh, the EMF. It's going to go off like crazy because of the parking meters. Don't get excited. So, again, I'm not here for false positives. I don't want to give you guys any high hopes.
It's going off like crazy right now.
Yeah, well, if we could stay here all night, buddy. Did you bring a tent and a sleeping bag? 'Cause I didn't bring one, and I'm not sleeping on gravel. I'm sure London doesn't want to either with the pigtails. Let's head up this way.
Bye, Eliza.
One up, 3 down.
Where did they buy that?
They're racing.
Yeah.
Really buy that?
Oh, I want it's going crazy right now. I've never seen it so much.
Where'd you buy the house? Where'd you buy the house? They just raced this whole length.
Yeah.
Emerson Staples. That would not be fun.
What, bro?
That's it.
Oh, you're the one with the camera now.
Christmas decorations and it's still on.
What is it?
Closed after
What is it?
terrific hotel.
Oh, I've been up to the bar there.
Once the riots see this
Downstairs is really nice.
after it broke, they never
Will I ever?
Will I ever pass senior year of high school? What
Will
college
I
be going
pass
to?
chemistry this year?
I'm a fortune teller.
Aw. I hop. And it goes.
I can't believe I have this.
I feel really bad. I'm probably doing a horrible job recording. So sorry.
Look at this. It's going wild.
Ah.
Right before Thanksgiving. How sad.
What?
That no one's out. No, I know, I'm just saying.
That's why it's sad.
That's what.
Oh.
I have everything at home to make it done.
Sorry, pickups.
I bought brownies from Kaminsky's to make for Brownie Sunday.
Before we go down into the alley, I'm going to have a
That's what I've been doing. I've been taking pictures of the alley.
Well, the alley we're going to walk down, you're going to take at least 2 of them, and you're going to use as quick as possible. Why? Otherwise, it's going to be real blurry.
Thanks, guys. There's some funny stuff in this camera. Didn't the guy show us a picture? Remember the last time we...
Wasn't there like a picture of a ghost?
Yeah, he like looked out. Isn't this the one where like that guy like was on the horse, Mom? Yeah. Remember that? Maybe not.
No, your money.
Now I
Everyone,
feel
look
like
at my camera. Cool. Supposed to be looking for like a black thing that's moving, basically. Damn. Ow. This is a knock road. Good road.
I heard it. Whoa.
What did you hear?
Teasing his father.
Now that we're in a nice dark alley, let's try that execution style again. You guys were all hesitant. That was awesome.
what?
I like it. You guys were paying attention. All right. Welcome to Lodge Alley, everybody. Were you guys listening to your spirit boxes along the way? Yes. What did you hear?
Nothing specific.
Nothing specific. Any names by chance? Okay. The reason why I asked for names is because this used to be one of the many earlier streets of Charleston, and people used to live down here. I had the list of every resident that's ever lived down here. It's not a long list, and it's not a census list. It's just a list of the people that lived here and the address and what they did for a living. That's it. I do get the names Benjamin and John down here quite often. Now, granted, there were 4 different Johns that lived down here over a span of 70 years. But when Benjamin and John show up, that's hard to say.
Good job.
Benjamin and John show up together. They both lived here in 1801, and they were 2 out of 4 residents. So that's 50% of the people that lived here in 1801. I'll take it. That's verifiable evidence. So, again, this used to be one of the first streets of Charleston. This buildings you guys see down at the end on East Bay Street, those wouldn't have been there. Why?
Right.
Because Charleston was much skinnier, just like I said before. So the smell of low tide would be coming right through here. Not a very good place to live. These people were considered low class. They know that because they did do an archaeological dig in between these bricks. So they found some of their tools, some of their silverware, little pieces of their clothing. That's how they were able to classify them. The Masons also used to meet down here as well, before the shotgun houses were here that people lived in. So this place has a ton of history. As far as pictures go, Grayson got us a few pictures coming in. He's going to give us a few as we get out. He's going to be the last guy out to take some pictures going that way. I do get green orbs in here all the time. Green orbs usually means something with nature. So again, it just means that somebody is one with nature. Orbs all have different colors. Most of what you see on TV and your Facebook stuff, it's all usually white or clear. Those are just young orbs. That's all that means. But there are meanings to every different color. Why I keep getting green here, I don't know. But it shows up in different areas. I have video of it moving. It's not anything that I can explain. I've even brought my wife down here to try to debunk where it could be coming from in case it's a reflection of something. So if you guys are taking pictures with your cell phones and you get a green orb down here, by all means, send it over. Tell me what kind of phone you're using. Me and the wife will either try to debunk it or prove it true. So we'll be glad to help out. Let's see. What did you get?
You got belief and I got the.
Oh, I was going to say, she's running the same app. So the apps and devices that you guys are using are all going to be at the top of your data page that I'm going to send you tomorrow. There are free versions of all of these apps. So she's using a free version. I am not. My vocabulary on this one is 3 times larger. So if you're going to haunted locations around town, by all means, turn on a free one, throw it in the middle of your dinner table, and see what happens. So again, just remember 80% of it doesn't mean anything. I also wanted to point out too, we may be running into some other tours with the rest of this because we're hitting some of the more popular areas of Charleston. Keep in mind, I don't go to the limit of 20 people on my tours. Okay, so some of the other tours, well, most of the other tours, they're going up to 20 plus. They're breaking some of the rules by going over 20, but it's not a very good tour for you guys to do something like this. I keep it to 10 and under. So when I hit 9 after you guys booked, I shut it off. So that way nobody else can join your tour. Like, I'm not money hungry. I want you guys to have a good experience. So that's what this is about. And I think Grayson's having the best time of his life. Sorry. I love when I have kids on the tour, especially the believers. They're the great ones. So we are going to walk through the rest of it here. When we leave here, obviously, Grayson, you're going to take us some pictures leaving out. Spirit boxes, audible levels only. Lasers, absolute no, because we're hitting residences. So we're going to let these folks pass through. Oh, they're going over there. Oh, by the way, just so you guys know, you are leaning on Lodge Alley Inn. Every hotel down here has a claim of a ghost. None of them give me free rooms to verify them, so I'm not going to condone it. But the people, I did get the salespeople for the blue-green folks here at Lodge Alley on my tour one night. They did verify that room 304 is haunted. So hopefully, fingers crossed, when I go knocking on doors again, I'll be getting some free rooms and more Powercast episodes for you guys. So I go in there with the equipment that you're actually using, so we'll see what happens. But we're all good. We're actually going to just walk through here slowly, check out the alley. Obviously, be very careful. I'll have a flashlight on the ground because it does get very dark up there, so that way nobody trips. So actually, London's going to take the flashlight. She volunteered herself. That was awesome of you. Good job. Look at that.
Thanks.
Earn those wages. Yeah, Gracie needs to be glad.
This is a cool alleyway.
I want to go and see the new hotel.
What is that? What is it?
Like that we live in this town. Look at this.
We're gonna walk through.
Yeah, I'm watching here a bunch of times.
Have you?
Yeah, hotel. Done it all.
Just talking to the guy who's going to say
Security guy. I think it is out. I try to convince people he's a ghost, but nobody ever believes me. He comes down here every night. I hope he's taking pictures the opposite way. There we go. That's what we want. Empty out. Yeah, if our faces are recognizable in pictures, I just delete them. Unless, of course, there's evidence, then I blur you all out. So, 6.
Where there's someone actually got a picture with in this alley or something.
It was some alley, but the guy was like on a horse or something.
Really?
Yeah.
That's pretty awesome.
I know.
He was like a
But it
kid. He
didn't
like
happen
turned
while
around
we
and like
were
took the
there.
picture.
He just had a picture of a former.
Gotcha.
Something like that.
I don't remember that.
A long time ago.
Have you gotten into the old Charleston jail?
We don't need to go into it. We've got enough evidence on the outside of it.
On the outside. We went into it. It was pretty creepy.
So one of the reasons why I don't take you guys inside buildings is I don't want the falsification that I've rigged a building so that you guys can have a good experience. That's why we're out on the streets. Obviously, the city's not going to allow me to put little EMF whatever out to make sure your guys' devices are going off. So again, that's why we go out on the streets. That's why we don't go through cemeteries. This is a real life experience. This is what we do every night, huh?
I want to go back to the jail.
Let me call my friend the Bulldog, my competitor, and let
No,
him know.
I want to go like back around it, like we did last time.
Maybe we will. You guys
But I
can
don't
work
want
it.
anyone to like pass out.
Yeah, we don't want anybody to pass out either. That's why we're not going back there. All right, Grayson, did you get some good pictures, buddy?
I
He's
got
like,
some
I'm
real
getting all
good
kinds
ones.
of pictures.
All right, Grayson. You picked the right guy.
Got some real good.
Sure.
Just let him carry the bag. Just hand everything out.
Yep. Cool shoes, bro. Where'd you get those? You guys
Don't you like my Converse?
style, right? Why don't you like a new edgy style?
That's creepy.
So for you tourist photo people, you stand back here, you get the moon and the steeple in the same shot.
Whoa.
Welcome to Charleston.
That's a great
I
shot.
remember we went on a tour and a guy got a picture of the. Remember that?
Yes.
And there was like someone. There was like a slave at the top. Remember?
Something like that.
Something
I
like
know.
that. Yeah.
It's pretty crazy. All
That's a
right,
great
so
picture. We should take a picture.
everybody kind of cool with their pictures. So I tell the story out here just because this is a very popular ghost tour stop. It's actually their big finale in most of the other tours. This is Philadelphia Alley. So that's what we call it now. Before that it was called Dueler's Alley. And before that it was called Cow Alley because this is where we kept all the livestock in Charlestown. So all your sheep, chickens, cows, all them, they were all hanging out in here. It's the most beautiful place in all of Charleston. I don't care who you are. That's my opinion. I'm sticking to it. So we're going to stick to the story that we all tell. Only we have devices that can prove the story true or not. So when this was Dueler's Alley, there was a doctor that moved down here from Rhode Island. His name was Dr. Joseph Brown Ladd. I'm giving you all clues to be listening for on your spirit boxes. So kind of pay attention to the key terms. So the doctor moved down here because he was supposed to get married to his fiancée Amanda. Amanda just inherited a bunch of money from her dead parents, and the attorney handling that money said, "You're not getting married yet. Send the doctor away. I think he's just after your money." So the doctor moves down here to Charleston. The coachman that brings him into town set him up to be robbed and killed. Not a very good start to his new life in Charleston. So somebody walking by named Ralph Isaacs, he's an attorney here in town, sees what's happening, and he says, "You don't want to stay here. Let me take you somewhere else." He takes him to 59 Church Street, which is the Thomas Rose house. It's about a mile and a half from here. That's relevant for later. So him and Ralph become friends. The doctor's practice starts to take off. He becomes known as the Whistling Doctor because he's making lots of money, and Amanda's moving down soon. He's proving that he's not just after her money because he has his own. So Ralph stays in his regular part of society, but the doctor moves up. They go to see plays together all the time, but they can't sit next to each other because the doctor gets better seats. He makes more money, he's in a different part of society. So they talk about these plays on the way home. So one night they go see Richard III. I don't know which theater, and no tour guide can verify which one, because we had dozens of theaters during that time. So, and it was also, just so everybody knows, Edgar Allan Poe's mother was an actress in town during the same time period. So just kind of keep that in mind too. But anyway, they're talking about a new actress that was in town. The doctor loves her, Ralph does not. They start arguing about this actress, and then it turns into an insult party on the doctor's fiancée Amanda back home. They obviously get very angry at each other, and they go their separate ways. So Ralph is from here. He has ties to the newspaper. He calls up the paper, he puts an ad in the paper and says what a disgrace that the doctor is to the city of Charleston. He's not from here, he's not one of us, he charges too much money. The doctor sees this and rebuttals with, "Let's go to Dueler's Alley and settle this." Now, when we think of a duel, normally what happens?
Somebody dies.
Somebody dies. That's what we think, but that's a lie. Right. Well, not even that.
Could miss.
It's oftentimes the bullet is shot in the air or into the ground.
Yeah.
It's just an act of courage and bravery. They're just willing to take a bullet for whatever they're fighting over. So here's what happened with the doctor. They come down, they take the 20 paces, he points his gun in the air, he shoots, but he's willing to take that bullet for Amanda, and he does, in the kneecap from Ralph. So he didn't die. And normally when somebody dies, there's a doorway right over there on that other wall. Can y'all see that open?
Yeah.
Okay. The dead guy would be picked up, carried through the courtyard, carried over to the cemetery at St. Philip's, drop the body in a fresh dug grave, and go celebrate the winter. That's how it would go down when there was a death. But the doctor didn't die. So he was picked up by his friends, carried home a mile and a half to 59 Church Street, and he dies 10 days later. Now, what's the moral of the story? Don't get engaged to Amanda. You're gonna die. No, kidding. They say as you walk through here, you can hear the whistling from the doctor. Do you hear how quiet it is right now? It's like this day or night. Doesn't matter. It's always this quiet. Unless there's 15 other tours down here, which usually happens this time of night. So, I do have a couple of whistles that I've heard that I can't debunk. We do have a lot of hecklers in town. There's your fake one for your audio. See how we use all the different points of reference for the different places? So when you're listening to your audio, this is where you're going to turn it up. I'm going to stay away from the spirit boxes, so that way you guys have a nice clear audio to listen for those whistles. I actually, just a few nights ago, had some whistling come through on a spirit box. It was like part of the radio station, but I was in this alley. Do you see where the relevance comes into play? So it's a big deal. They also say you can hear gunshots. I've never caught a gunshot. I'm going to call BS on that one. So I did get the word bang actually a couple times over the past few weeks, which is pretty funny on a spirit box. But a little bit of history about the place before we move down here. Obviously, if you guys can come up here and check out the depth gate if you want to, but the bricks that over here on the right, they've been refreshed and renewed in the 1990s. As we walk through, they're going to get older. Those bricks down at the end weren't refreshed and renewed because they have fingerprints and handprints from the slave kids that had to sun-dry them. We do have one full handprint at the very end. I'm going to point it out with my toe as we walk by because it is outside somebody's home. Okay, he's a grumpy little guy, and he likes to come out and tell you guys that those bricks were laid in there in 2001, which is a lie. He likes to try to debunk things. Those bricks are in 3 different places at Charleston. Here, Drayton Hall, and she can't remember. I can't either. So there are 3 places at Charleston.
I keep wanting to say boom, but then you yell at me.
Yeah, it's not Boone Hall. It's not Boone Hall. I don't yell at you like that. I'm a little bit more firm. So anyway, But I'm going to point it out. If you guys want pictures, please have your cameras ready. I'll point it out, and then we're going to exit left. But again, if you guys want to check out the death gate, hang to the right once we go through this little gateway here, and then I'm going to continue left so you guys have a nice clear audio. Take as many pictures as you want to, especially if it's empty. Again, pictures down here are absolutely gorgeous. They're even creepy because that's what I use for my marketing scam when I get people to book on Facebook. I use this alley on all the pictures I take here. So it's really cool down here. But and it's really cool is they left the gate closed so you get a nice creepy sound effect for your audio. Entree. Joseph Brown.
You ever come through here, Stace?
No.
This is neat, huh?
Wow, the whole alley to ourselves.
Wow, it's really neat.
I love it down here.
This is so cool.
I was saying to my wife, she's been everywhere in this town. She hasn't found this place yet.
Really?
We have found this place.
This is like the most popular alley
We
in
have
town.
down here.
Other than, what is it? Is it Latitude?
Can I do laser? Is it lasers okay?
He said no.
No
What's
lasers?
funny is that it runs the opposite.
Yeah, right.
Dude, he is like thoroughly impressive. Like he's on the ground. He's getting the right angles.
Stace, look at the view of the steeple right through the tree right here.
We're switching it, so I got this thing out.
Oh, this shiny.
What are you picking stuff home for?
Penny.
What's wrong with you? Don't touch anything. Look at the steeple.
Wait, where's the temperature end?
You're just supposed to look.
Oh, I see 69.
What do you see?
No, you don't need to do anything.
69 read.
You don't. You only see something when it's, you're covering it with your finger.
Oh, I did get the term bloodletting. I meant to tell you guys that as we were walking into that lot right there. Bloodletting means so if somebody has an infection back in the 17 and 1800s, instead of giving them medicine, they thought they would actually have to cut out the virus or whatever was infecting them. So they would literally cut them. They call it bloodletting.
I just got something. Yeah.
You got it's so clear and directed notes.
Your flight number. Okay, here what?
George Washington before he died. What? You said George Washington? John. I'm sure there was probably 4 active presidents in the 1790s. Yeah. Thomas Jefferson, John Adams, George Washington.
So when you guys get your data, if you scroll down, you can just see like where I found all the George Washingtons, because most of them have been in the month of November, and that's how I separate the data is by month. So just scroll down and you'll be able to find it, and I give you all the articles.
Joseph, how did you die?
Has anybody been taking like touristy photos with their own cell phone? Because this is a great picture spot right here. Oh yeah. And I thought you were taking pictures.
I am.
So if you stand up on the step up here, it's a perfect alignment.
Awesome.
Let me get out of the way. Oh, wait, sure, we have to take that picture.
Yeah, just make sure your flash is on so you can read the flag. Bless you.
Weston, take that picture. Can you take that picture?
I sneezed and I heard bless you.
No.
No, I'm not joking.
Well, it's recording. I'll be able to verify it.
I just heard 1706.
1706.
1706.
I want to
Did
say
anything happen in 1706?
here.
Yeah.
I'm sure something did.
Stuff.
Stuff.
So let's see.
News.
So it's so hard between the mask and the
You
glasses.
should save that.
I can only wear one at a time.
Yeah.
I hate it.
It's a real struggle.
You sure it wasn't 1786?
Yeah, I mean, it could have been. I just heard it sounded like I heard 17 and the 6 at the end.
Because that was the year of his duel.
Oh,
He
wow,
died.
really?
Oh my gosh.
And that seemed pretty close to what it would have been.
That's pretty damn close.
Yeah.
Rita, did you hear that?
I thought I heard 1706, but I probably heard 1786. Which is
That was the year of his duel.
way too similar to not be.
About the duel.
What's your temperature?
62. What do you got?
Oh, it have to be what, lower or higher?
Higher, lower. What do you got?
You're covering it with your finger.
Where
Where even is the?
Crazy. I'm at 80.
It's supposed to be like 60. If it's at 60, then it should be like.
I'm at 67. 57. I'm at 67.
I'm gonna go under 63.
Because that's the actors for all the theaters here in town. They leave their equipment on. So sometimes we'll get a little bit, but if you're right here in the center, I don't expect anything. You have to be leaned up closer to this side of the building.
I wonder what this building is here.
Again, I'm going to point out that with my toe real quick, I think this is my drunken guy here at the end of the alley. So I didn't want him to spoil everything. He's standing right there.
We've called livability, and I need your name. I need to see your ID.
You don't need to see my ID.
I do need to see your ID.
Right, I'm with Carlson Traveler Tours.
Carlson Cavalier Tours. Okay, what's the name?
Nick.
Guys, you are not supposed to be up here, just FYI. He's taking you somewhere you're not supposed to be. You're supposed to be wearing a mask. And you know what?
By the way.
You need to get better guests.
You know
too.
what? I live here.
I don't care whether you live here or not. You're not. You should be ashamed. You should be ashamed. You should all be ashamed.
You're being a real asshole.
For hanging out.
You're being an asshole.
We'll be talking to the guys, boss tomorrow.
You know what?
Stuart, stop.
We're going to get some video of the second story, and we're looking for those blue and black windows, or those blue windows, to turn darker blue or black, which means something is influencing it from the inside. Now, 2 blocks out of where we came out of the screaming alley, as I'm now going to be there is a restaurant called Coogan's Porch. That is haunted by Zoe St. Amand. That used to be her house. Okay, she used to live there. She lived there with her sister Elizabeth, and Zoe was a school teacher. Zoe died in the house by falling down the stairs. This is relatively the same time period as George Poirier, so I never know who I'm actually going to get here. I like to tell the story back there so we can start to attract that little bit of energy and start getting our words and spirit box stuff as we walk along the side. Again, sorry for the screaming alley. But again, we never know what we're going to actually hear up here. Sometimes it's one, both, or none. It's a hit or miss location. I hate to say I end the tour like this, but when it does come through, it's exciting because like I said, captain's chair, so the word chair comes through often. Furniture. With Zoe, you're going to hear educate. You're going to hear sister. You're going to hear dog or pet because Pugin is an actual dog. So, he's a...
Shut up, child. You're a grown ass person.
Really? Just keep walking, man. Have a good Thanksgiving. Keep walking.
How the fuck am I gonna have a good Thanksgiving?
Well, that's not my problem.
Well, it's gonna be.
What's wrong with people?
What's going on?
He's a regular. Like, he's out here every night causing problems.
He's out here that angry every night.
Yeah, pretty much.
Oh, fun.
I usually just ignore him, just like what I'm doing right now, and he usually just keeps coming. So, spirit boxes, listen up, see what you guys can capture. We definitely want some pictures, Grayson, if you can, as many pictures as you can of the second story.
I'll try to get up there
I know,
without
right?
stepping in the street.
And then, of course, with our thermal imaging camera, we want to get a nice panning video of that second story, so that way, and all the way down here in the front as well.
Okay.
So, man, you guys are tracking all the screen.
You really delivered the entertainment tonight.
We get the spirits that are still alive.
Or they've
I
had
like it.
two meeting spirits.
I don't know if I told you guys or not, but the one of the terms that I got right before we went into Philadelphia Alley was bloodletting. I talked about he got shot in the kneecap, so I was taking that as definitive, like we've got something going on here. So again, I just forgot to tell you guys that I got it beforehand.
What color am I looking for?
You're looking for those blue windows to turn darker blue or black.
They're pretty dark.
Yeah, they're totally dark.
I don't know if that's just...
They're like black.
Will they all be black or just one of them?
Just one panel. So if you have a panel of what, 6? Normally?
So darker than this?
Yes. So
Okay.
if you stand by the fire hydrant, you'll get a different shade of blue. That way you can tell if they're getting darker or not. Alright, so EMF is going to go crazy up here because of the crosswalk and of course our computers. So you are out of the game. I'll take
You're
that.
out.
You're out. Laser, where are those?
Oh. Adam has a laser.
I'll take that.
Come on, do something.
It's too crazy. Alright.
I got a couple of minutes.
Awesome. I'm going to take lasers.
Is that the grumpy one? I was going to say, you might have to update your term of grumpy.
Hey, Nick.
Yeah.
We just got bakery clear as day.
Bakery?
Yeah, is that it?
No, this used to be a brewery.
Oh, brewery? Okay.
Bakery. Definitely we could. Yeah,
Really?
that was back in 2018. Here, these 2 or 3 years.
Really? You're kidding. What was the name
Marriage is going to get started
Southeast
here.
Brewery.
Southeast Brewery. You can look that up.
And they taps and turn on.
Alright, kind of my old spots along the wall, they could explain. The furniture actually used to pile up on the 3rd floor. And most of the online stories about George will tell you that he hung himself on the 3rd floor. All of my data said that it's the 2nd. So that's why I always say, let's focus on the 2nd. Because we'll get the number 2, 2nd, runner-up, anything that deals with the number 2. It's never the 3rd story.
Really?
Yep. And if we get things that relate to that brewery, I'll definitely send you links of what used to be here.
That'd be great.
I didn't know giving liquid water like extra ink, so I'm assuming I'm kind of placing the blame on that.
Oh, he was giving us a hard time, so I just back one back. He directed it to us after, like, he said it to the tour guy.
Oh, look at the windows. It's cool.
That's the point. run out. That's why you can produce. You never know. I think you started. Yeah, I might have started.
No, we made it worse.
I did. I'm glad.
What up?
What am I supposed to be looking at?
I know, the windows.
Can you take it back?
I should be taking heat too. I was talking to him too. Yeah, right in his face.
You want to
Does anyone want this?
Who knows?
And then walked on. Yeah. But he did. He kept going. That's what he can't keep going. It's not getting anything else.